Life is wonderful. Not sure what made me say that, but I truly do feel that. And that's a good thing to feel, because I spent a lot of my life not feeling that. So, yeah. Had a coaching session today. I was being coached. And, just, I think the thing that came to light is I am on the right path. I feel, strong. And, and then there's always room to be improving at the margins. And I think that's important. I've improved the core, and now it's the improvement is at the margins, and just keep being open to ways to improve, because I don't know everything. I'm doing a good job on my own, figuring out what I need, but it's not on my own. I've got a partner, I've got a girlfriend, I've got people, I've got good people in my life, so I think I've got a good feedback loop, and just good filters, my own good judgment, but just, good people around me. And just keeps, I had this kind of thought today that, we see the stars, but the stars that we see is the light coming from those stars, which are millions of light years away. So the light that we see is millions of years old. So the stars today look much different than what we can see. We see the image that's millions of years old. And it just keeps going like that. And our surroundings, what we see around us, is also old. It's the reflection of our old consciousness. And if our consciousness hasn't changed, then it's also the reflection of the current consciousness. But if you keep changing your consciousness, then the outside world lags behind. But so, 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, I'll be seeing the external version of the consciousness that I'm creating today. I mean, it's conditioning is like that. When I was training for marathons, once you get, they call it the hay is in the barn. So when you're training, even if you, get injured and have to take a couple weeks off, if you've been training for months, 2 weeks is not going to kill your training. The hay is in the barn. You already made the hay. It's already in the barn. You haven't depleted it, so you'll be fine. I remember one time, when I was, training hard, and then was dealing with depression, all this kind of stuff. I ended up, going out of commission for 2 weeks. I just couldn't handle, life. And so I wasn't running a lot. And then I think I was off my meds. And I got back on my meds and started to feel better and started to run more. And we had a race coming up. And I remember I was worried that I wouldn't do well in the race. And my people I was training with were like, no, look, the hay's in the barn. You're fine. And I had the best race I ever had. Anyway. Yeah. So as long as you keep training, as long as you stay consistent, right? It's always growing. Whatever you're creating is going to come to fruition later, and it's always happening. As long as you keep moving, as long as you keep putting out, it's going to keep coming in, but there's a lag. Just know that like the world that you have around you today is the world you created a year ago. The world you're creating today, you're not going to see it for a while, but you're going to see it. So just keep going.